Jeff, it was the year 2000, you were 27 years old, and you had a dream of owning your own restaurant. I remember weekly trips and daily calls, negotiating with the landlord, with bankers, and with vendors. And in the week before opening, Jan and I were there on scene, stuffing menus, filling salt and pepper shakers, and unpacking dishes. For the past 20 years, under the mantra of great food, libation, and merriment, you have not only created a Washington institution, you have provided careers for numerous young people who joined the Chef Jeff team. Congratulations on the 20th anniversary of Chef Jeff's. I'm so very proud of you. Love, Dad.
As you might imagine, I have a few memories of Chef Jeff's over the last 20 years. There was a moment I walked out of a Rolls Royce to a trashy Bruce Springsteen cover band from Asbury Park cranking Born to Run, while my wife of 3 hours and I walked into the tent at Chef Jeff's Tyson's. That was a good memory. But there's one memory that sticks out for me, and that is sitting in the Chef Jeff dining room 20 years ago and listening to Jeff before the doors had opened, sitting alongside all the opening staff members. I was about to become the worst server in Chef Jeff history. And Jeff was reading the 101 Steps to Being Great. He was wearing a suit, tie, this is before the chef coat, and he had probably consumed about 94 cups of coffee. And as he read number 73, I remember wondering, is my brother crazy? And after 20 years, working side by side for many of those years, I think my answer is clearly yes. He's totally nuts. Jeff, congratulations on 20 years. You're crazy for doing it. And you're still fighting. Hang in there.
I remember of when I had that steak and it tastes yum.
Yeah?
I like that.
Where was that steak?
From Uncle Jeff's.
Uncle Jeff's. Is it awesome?
Yeah. Happy 20th anniversary.
A big thumbs up for him.
Many, many memories are exploding in my mind right now, and you're going to be very happy to know I'm not going to recite all of them. But here are a few, but again, there are so many more. Before the beginning of the beginning, there was my introduction to Chef Jeff's. Our first trip was to the kitchen, which yielded an overwhelming smell of rotted meat left over from the prior owner, Roberta Donor. It was awful. Was Jeff deterred? Not at all. He enlisted two of the top chefs from the Culinary Institute, Dave and Brandon, to clean, paint, and restore the entire restaurant. And they did it, I think it took them less than 3 months. Meanwhile, I stayed out in the fresh air planting shrubs and herbs. Definitely got the better end of that deal. The grand opening can best be described as both nerve-wracking and exhilarating, but never had I been so proud. You took years of thoughts and plans and made them come to be, Jeff. It was amazing. Next came the star-studded wedding, and the shiniest of the stars was Tim Russell, a man that we and the country still miss. The day was the start of a loving and ever-changing marriage, and one which I respect in so many ways. It was only 6 months after my accident. I could hardly walk, but I danced the night away as I promised I would with my morphine-filled body the night of the accident. Anyway, I remember that. In 2005, there was Michael's 40th birthday. All I can remember were the yellow parrot tulips that cost me a fortune and nobody noticed, and I bet nobody remembers. Then came the wedding of my brother Tom and Nancy, which was officiated by my sister and held downtown. A good and sometimes raucous time was had by all. Seems Chef Jeff brings out the party in everyone, certainly in me. I celebrated my 70th downtown as well. New England came to Washington and we devoured our chowder, corn, and lobster. Meanwhile, Nora, unbeknownst to any of us, was negotiating her contract with CBS. As the wine flowed and the toasts were bestowed, I laughed and cried the night away. In April 2013, Chris and Christine walked down the aisle of the Georgetown Chapel and then celebrated joyously at Chef Jeff's Tyson's to the tunes of Bruce Springsteen, including their wedding song, If I Should Fall Behind. I love that song. Dancing with Chris was the highlight of the evening. He's almost as good as I am. For years, Christmas and restaurant decorating became a tradition, one which I will always cherish despite, or possibly because, of my compulsive need to fluff up all those wreaths. How lucky am I to have two sons, each uniquely talented, working alongside each other. They are the pride of my life. That pride has reached a new level as I now see how they are meeting the challenges of Corona with wisdom and kindness. They are by far the best sons in the whole entire world. I love you beyond belief. Love you. Take care. Happy 20th anniversary.
Chef Jeff, 20 years. Holy cow. Congratulations. It's Brett Baer with Fox News Channel. We're really proud of you for creating a place that has great friends, great food, and great memories over 20 years. I wish you all the best. And man, you can do big. See you soon.
Hey Jeff, this is Jerome. I don't know if you recognize me behind this quarantine beard, but I just want to take a moment to share one of the memories that I'm most fond of when I had the pleasure of working with you. Is when you corralled all of us chefs together to do this bacon bar competition. I don't know if you remember this. That's why I earned this sweet puppy that I've been holding on to for all these years. All of the executive chefs in your company, we all got together to do a friendly, competitive menu that we just inspired. Each of us did one course each and held it for a lot of the guests that we had to come in and kind of take their vote after sampling and everything and see what they enjoyed the most. It was just one of those moments where it inspired me to be a better manager and be a better person, because you had always been able to elevate the workplace into something more. And that more is home. It never felt like work. It always felt like I was home, with friends. You knew how to inspire us and get us fueled up in a variety of different ways. And that's something that I've always kept with me throughout my career. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank you for that and many other memories, and wish you a happy 20th anniversary, brother. I miss you very much. I miss the family, and I can't wait for us to be able to be together again and hug one another and have great food, libation, and merriment. I miss you guys. Happy anniversary, Jeff.
Hi, Chef Jeff. This is Mark and Michelle Lerner. We live at Sutton Place, next door to your restaurant. We have lots of favorite memories of your restaurant. Congratulations on your 20 years. So we moved to Sutton Place in 2006, and right away, everybody, before we even moved in, people were telling us, you're going to love Chef Jeff's. And they were all right. We've had a lot of fun there ever since, celebrating birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas Eve with our family, New Year's Eve, good days at work, bad days at work. We could always find some reason to go over to Chef Jeff's, and it's great to have it right next door. So congratulations again. We have these great memories of being out on the patio, which reminds us of Cape Cod, or table 19 in the corner where we love to people watch. And Mark's got some good memories of his own from going to the bar when I'm out of town too. He's always had a lot of fun there. So again, happy anniversary.
So our family memory is we had a lot of special meals at Chef Jeff's. My middle son was a really picky eater. One of the few things he really liked to eat was bacon-wrapped bananas at Chef Jeff's. So fast forward a few years, it's his high school graduation, no question where he wants his celebratory dinner to be. But there's no more bacon-wrapped bananas on the menu, so I called the restaurant, and the manager says, nope, we don't make them anymore. So I did a little guesswork, emailed Jeff at chefjeffs.com, any chance? And got back an email, absolutely, we'd be happy to do that for you. Just let me know when you're coming in. So Jeff, thanks for making that dinner special. Thanks for being a great place for our whole family and many other families over the years. Congratulations on this big milestone, and if you ever want to put bacon wrapped bananas back on the menu, we'll be the first people through the door. And yeah, we eat a lot of eggs.
We love you. My favorite Chef Jeff memory is of hosting my entire family in the back room where you catered a fabulous Christmas gathering for us. Thank you.
My favorite Chef Jeff's memory is hosting a nonprofit leader from South America for a special dinner with family and friends. We love you, Chef Jeff. Great job, and keep going for another 20 years.
Well, hello, Jeff Tracy. I can't believe it's 20 years since you opened Chef Jeff's. I remember you are the only person I have ever advised to open his own restaurant. I've been asked countless times, and I've always discouraged it. And when you got back from the culinary and you asked me what I should do next, I don't think I've ever met such a hard-working, bright young man. And I said, well, Jeff, no sense you going to work for anybody else. Why don't you just go ahead and open your own place? That's what I think you should do. And I don't know if you did it before me, and today's you might be hating me for talking you into that. But congratulations on 20 years. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it's been 20 years. And you're the best, and stay well, my friend. God bless, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Well, Chef Jeff definitely carved me into who I am. Let's just say most of my ethos I learned from him and the restaurant. If you need to carry 5 things, bring something with you that can carry those 5 things. Nickels and dimes. His name is Chef, his name is Chef, her name is Chef, among other things. Yeah, definitely just like the Chef Jeff's family as a whole. I'm so happy to see all these other faces like that's been with him like forever. And it kind of sucks that because of COVID, you know, you can't hug anybody. But yeah, it's crazy. Walking into that place, it's the Chef Jeff's Uptown is a neighborhood bar, and a lot of people had called it back then like the Cheers, because we knew everybody's names, we knew everybody's drinks. They walk into the restaurant, it's like, hey Norm, it's like Norm who walked in, you know, because like we just knew each other. And well, what's great is when I walked back into the place not a couple of weeks ago, I saw a few of our regulars from way back when. And I was surprised that they recognized me with a mask on. I'm like, what? I mean, with 30 pounds, 30 pounds more and all these wrinkles, I mean, you still recognize me. And of course, I remember their names and their drinks and, you know, stories that we had before. Chef Jeff's definitely, as a restaurant, is one of my models of like what I'm trying to do. Like now I'm helping out the restaurant again, and I'm learning something new again. Another thing that Chef Jeff told me before, learn 3 new things every day. So, congratulations, Jeff. 20 years, amazing. Hopefully you have a new wallet, because I'm not sure how many things have been broken, and I'm not sure if you still throw your wallet at people whenever they do that. Amazing. Hopefully keep on going and open more restaurants. Okay, congratulations, boss. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Marilyn.
And I'm Dwayne.
Wait, Dwayne. We can't hear you.
Oh, thank you.
Besides, we're in the house. We don't have to,
Safe distance?
Well, it's okay. We live here.
Okay. All right. Well, as I said, I'm Dwayne. And we were asked to tell you why we love Chef Jeff's restaurant. But more importantly, I want to tell you what we miss about Chef Jeff's restaurant through the last 60 plus days staying at home. Great food. Chef Jeff burger with sweet potato fries.
Don't forget the Caesar salad, my favorite.
Yes, and it's our Cheers bar.
That's right. We started coming to Chef Jeff's when pretty much when they first opened, and started to offer half-price hamburgers on Monday night. And we've been coming
Jeff Tracy, head and shoulders above Ted Detz. You got it on that particular basis. But I want to mention to you something that a lot of people don't think about as far as best categories. This restaurant has the best lost and found department. I can't tell you the number of hats, scarves, and umbrellas that I've left here, and they're always there the next time when I come back. Plus, great people in the joint all the time, customers and employees, mainly just ordinary, plain, good-natured folks, occasionally a celebrity. I remember seeing Art Buchwald here a lot about 10 years ago or so on that particular basis. Well, anyway, I guess we better go on here, and hopefully we'll be coming in as regular customers fairly soon. So all I can say is, see you later!
We love you, Chef Jeffs.
My favorite Chef Jeff memory? There's so many, going back to the very beginning. Our family, my wife Teresa, my son JT, my mom and dad, when friends would be visiting Washington, on very special occasions, birthdays, holidays, we celebrated with you. I recently shared with you a photo taken of a birthday party we celebrated nearly 20 years ago in the big room in the back. My son and a neighbor's son were born within days of each other. We celebrated together their first and second birthdays. Of the many, many occasions, those birthdays and every moment we spent with my mom and dad, with you, at Chef Jeff's, those are the ones I remember most. It's been so inspiring to see the wonderful commitment that Jeff and Nora have to our community here in Washington and to our Georgetown University community. With their dedication to giving back, to sharing their expertise and their experience, to being engaged as alumni, we have shared some very special times together. For those of you who don't know, Chef Jeff provides food service to our Jesuit community at the university, more than 50 Jesuits. And I know from my colleagues just how appreciative they are, especially now at this time, of the Chef Jeff team. What a wonderful privilege it is to have this moment to say thank you and to celebrate this milestone with you. And on behalf of all of us at Georgetown, and on behalf of my family, we thank you for your creativity, your generosity, the warm and welcoming place, and the wonderful food that you have shared with us. From our family to yours, thank you, Jeff, and congratulations on 20 years.
What's my favorite Chef Jeff's memory? Well, you could make an argument for any of the 5 New Year's Eves we spent there, including 2005 when Chris Tracy and I were both single and rented out the back room through a rager. He was not manager yet. You could make a really strong case for my wedding rehearsal dinner. Beautiful, gorgeous, everybody had an awesome time. The weather was perfect, the back room and the patio were perfect. But I can't pick just one. And that's because, not just because there are so many, but because there are so many that blend together into this moment in your life. For me, it was every Friday night when I was 22, 23, 24 years old. Chris and our friend Nick Ehrman and I would all sit at the front right corner of the bar, and Bill or JoJo would be tending bar, and we'd sit there for hours. There were no smartphones yet, and we'd just talk to each other and laugh, and we were young and trying to figure out life, and we decided to spend our time somewhere that you could depend on. And for that very same reason, I chose to take my wife on our third date to Chef Jeff's. And I chose third for a reason, because with the first two, you're trying to, you go places that are kind of trendy, hip, you want to show that you're, kind of cool and with it. But by the third date, I wanted to show her that I was something that would last, that I was something honest and true, and where a place that you could be comfortable. And Chef Jeff's is all those things. It's what it was started to be, a neighborhood restaurant. And not only has it become a part of the community, it has created its own community that's now spread all across the country. And those of us that aren't in Washington anymore cannot wait to come back and lift one of these and wish you a happy 20th anniversary in person.
Hi Jeff, happy 20th anniversary! I'm so happy to have been part of it for the last 5 years. You and the entire team give me so many opportunities to grow and learn, and I'm very grateful. I can't thank you enough for everything. I love how much you and the team care about employees and the guests. It is what makes everyone feel welcome. My favorite part was coming to America 5 years ago, getting my first job at Chef Jeff, and the team made me feel like I'm part of the family. And today, you're my family, and I'm very grateful for it. Again, thank you for everything, and I can't wait to celebrate many more anniversaries together. Lots of love from Maya. Cheers.
I started working here 19 years or so. I heard about this company. My friend was working in this company, and they told me that they were hiring. I was working as a bosser in another company, and then when I came over, I quit their job because I liked the friendliness of this company and the welcoming that they made me feel. Because back then I didn't speak that much English, and everyone was pretty kind teaching me English and kind of like that, which I don't speak it the best, but I mean I try. It's pretty hard for me to kind of like change my accent, so this is my accent. Then after that, I mean, I stick around because this is my family. This is the company that has been there for me. Like anytime that I needed something, they have been there for me. Like I started as a bosser, and one of the things the now I'm a chef is because I don't know. Back in 2006, I had an accident, and I was almost for a month in the hospital. And when I came out of the hospital, I couldn't do my job, which in that point I was doing a bosser, runner, and server. So Jeff asked me if I could fold some napkins for the servers, and I say no because he was too lazy for me. And then Then he asked me, so what you can do? And then I say that I could expedite. So then he offered me a job as an expediter. Then when I was expediting, the cooks, I used to reject dishes, and the cooks will give me shit for it. So then I was like, you know, pretty quick. So then I was like, I need to learn how to cook. I need to learn like how we make everything. Then I started learning really quick, and then now I'm the chef. And yes, I did. I mean, I always say that when I was in the hospital, I think they inject me a different blood because I didn't like to cook before, and now I love to cook. I'm very passionate about food. I like to create new dishes and all that stuff. So all the chefs, when they saw me, how much passion I was getting when I was getting into it, because I started reading books, I started reading, watching TV, I started asking chefs about it, and I also started doing it. Then they kept seeing me how much I was growing, so they kept promoting me into different positions. So when I started, I was pretty young and handsome. Now I'm more attractive and mature, but now I have kids. And the funny thing is that mostly, I would say 50% of my coworkers back then, they were young as me, and we didn't have kids, nothing. Some people, we didn't even have a partner or a couple. And now we all have kids. We all have seen the kids grow. So it feels like a family because we've seen the ladies pregnant. We've seen when the kids were little, and we've seen now when the kids are kind of like Chef Jeff. The kids just turned 13, and when I started working in this company, Jeff, I don't remember if he was dating Nora or he would just got married, but that's one of the things what I love about these kids. seen them little, but they're pretty tall now. Chef Jeff has been a huge part of my life. I would say that it's been almost 90% of my life. I mean, I spend a lot of time in the restaurants, and mostly anything that I have done or I do has to do with my job, because I mean, like any like the money, whatever that I make it from this company. So and that, so I convey that to my kids and stuff. So it's been a huge part of it. And I hope this company continues for hundreds and hundreds of years. That way, my kids and all the kids from my co-workers continue to working in this company for years and years to come. Well, back in 2006, when I was in the hospital, he was a pretty busy man, but he always made time to come and visit me to the hospital every day, and that's one of the things that I appreciate the most of him, because he was opening Leah's back then, and also he had the downtown location, and he would make time to come and visit me to the hospital, even to take me to therapy. He took me to therapy twice, so I really appreciate it. Happy 20 years, Chef Jeff. Thank you very much for being a great boss, and I appreciate it, and I hope, again, that we can continue working together for many, many more years. Well, you are about to retire, but I will take over after you.
All right, Jeff, 20 years, wow, that's a long time. You know, I have a good memory making in this restaurant. You know, I met my wife here, and the funny part is we're still together. So thank you, Jeff, to you. I'm gonna start with my wife. I have a wonderful kid. So, you know, congratulations and thank you for being part of my life.
Happy 20th anniversary. We want to say that we've been coming to your restaurant for over 20 years. Yes, we're one of the original ones coming down to the New Mexico Avenue restaurant, and we love Chef Jeff's because of the food, and we love the bar area. My favorite appetizer is the crispy calamari, and he loves the Chef Jeff cheeseburger.
I do. I love everything I've had about everything on the menu. It's our go-to place when we go to the district. In fact, during the pandemic, we recently ordered your carry-out with on the bolognese, which was fantastic, with the Caesar salad, as well as the Chef Jeff's on your walk. So we always have loved your restaurant. Congratulations on 20 years. We look forward to dining in soon when things get better here as well.
Congrats, thank you.
Hey Jeff, it's Renee Curley with the Washington Post, wishing you happiness for making it 20 years in business. I want to share one of my favorite memories with you, which was creating that ad campaign back in 2008, where we where readers would submit questions and you would answer them the following week. We also helped launch Leah's, and wishing you all sorts of happiness and success for another 20 years.
My favorite Chef Jeff memory is, well, it's hard to choose. There was the time almost 20 years ago when Jeff was still willing to hold a special event in the main restaurant of Chef Jeff's on New Mexico. We needed a neighborhood restaurant to host my son's bar mitzvah luncheon, as some of the relatives could only walk on Shabbos. While the food wasn't kosher, the celebration was grand. And then there was the time, almost 15 years later, when I was getting remarried and my son was my best man. We needed to host the out-of-town guests the evening prior to the wedding. We were considering, yet again, Chef Jeff's. The years had clearly been good to Jeff. He had more restaurants open, but there was also more policies and procedures. Rather than feeling the joy of the event, selecting the wine and the menus had a more corporate feel. It just so happens that one night my bride-to-be and I were dining at Chef Jeff's when I see Jeff at the restaurant chatting up the diners. I waved him over, introduced my wife, recalled for him the story of my son's bar mitzvah, and told him of our plans. Without missing a beat, he invited us to stop by the bar after we finished dinner. There, not only did he pour us tastes of this and that wine, he joined us in the tasting, sharing his recommendations, stories of the restaurant, and mostly his welcoming spirit. Corporate be damned. we left feeling the love. And that love continued through a wonderful rehearsal dinner and beyond. Jeff, for many more years in the mirror.
Hey Jeff, welcome to the Face the Nation Zoom meeting. We were just kind of kicking around what our favorite treats are from Chef Jeff's restaurants, and mine is a no-brainer. It's bacon.
It's got to be bacon for me too. Campbell, what about you?
Oh, no contest. Easily the bacon. Kelsey?
Definitely the bacon. Olivia?
Most definitely the bacon. Jillian?
I'm a bacon person too. Shani? Bacon. Jake?
Bacon. Kat?
Bacon! Richard.
Bacon, of course. And?
All about the bacon. Carol?
Bacon. Margaret?
Avocado toast. But I hear this bacon thing's a big thing among you meat eaters. Chef Jeff, thank you so much for continuing to keep DC and the entire DC area so well fed, particularly in these times. We want to congratulate you on 20 years. Impressive.
Working at Chef Jeff's has been amazing. Probably one of the best restaurant companies I've worked for. I feel like part of a family when I work here, and that's what's kept me here for so long. When I started a little over 3 years ago, it's what drew me in and made me want to stay and move up through the company. I started out as a host and server, then I worked my way through the different positions, and then I became a restaurant manager. Jeff always made you feel like they believed in you. Him and Chris have been really good at that, and I always felt like there were going to be opportunities as long as I wanted them, and when I wanted it, it was available, and threw my hat in the ring, and they wanted me to stay. Happy 20 years! I can't believe it's been 20 years, but it's been a crazy ride, I'm sure, for you, and I can't wait to see what the future brings.
Hi, this is Teresa from Chef Jeff's. I'm a manager here. I love Chef Jeff's because it feels like a family. Both bad, where there are annoying days, and hard days, long days, but it's worth it at the end because you get food from the chefs, and the management and the owners always are checking up. So that's why I love Chef Jeff's. Congratulations on 20 years. Here's to another 100.
Hello everyone, my name is Hector and I have worked for the company for 17 years. I've been very lucky to have so many amazing experiences while working at Chef Jeff's. This company has been my family, my school, my university. I am eternally grateful for what Jeff and Chris have done for me, all the opportunities and all the patience they have had with me. A lot of amazing things have happened to my life because of Chef Jeff's. I met my wife there. Now I have this beautiful baby. Thanks to Chef Jeff's. So just wanted to say thank you, Jeff and Chris, for all the opportunities and for everything you guys have done for me. Again, I'm forever grateful for everything you guys do for the company. It is truly a family-oriented company, and even though we switch people and people moves around a lot and they go away and they come back, it never didn't feel like a family to me, and it is because, in my opinion, because of the core, which is you guys, the leaders, who always taught us to create a family-oriented environment for everyone. So thank you very much for everything you do. Happy anniversary to the entire company, and together we can, hopefully, we get out of this mess soon and go back to making memories, making us happy, and continue to grow as a company. Thank you again.
Jeff is very fun to work for. I relate to his creative, sporadic brain. And working there is exciting. We do a lot in short periods of time, and it's always something new every day, so it's great. The best thing about working for Chef Jeff's is definitely having bacon tastings in our corporate meetings. And my favorite thing about the restaurant is definitely around Christmas time. The lights are up and it's busy and it's so cozy and it's just like such a great vibe at Chef Jeff's. What I love about our Chef Jeff's team is that everybody always helps everybody, and it seems like everyone sincerely enjoys doing that. The way that you and we as a team have handled this coronavirus has really been inspiring to me, to see how you and Chris have handled it. And I just look up to you as a business owner. And 20 years is super impressive. That's crazy. And Chef Jeff's is, everybody knows Chef Jeff's. So congratulations.
All right, there are a lot of reasons that we love Chef Jeff's, and I gotta tell you, we used to live next door, and one of the most amazing things, it didn't matter if there were snowstorms, the power was out, trees were down, it didn't matter. They found a way to open up every single time. Jeff finds a way. He made sure our neighborhood could eat, people could walk over and always find a place where they could get food and drink. And he has found a way through this whole pandemic to try to keep as many people employed and keep them going. We've had so many meals there and fed so many family and friends with it as well. He just finds a way to get things done, and we really admire and are inspired by the way that he watches out for his community and the people that work for him too.
Yeah, and I guess the thing that I always think about with Chef Jeff's is when we take our family and friends there, which is a lot over the years, I always tell them, if you read something on the menu and it sounds good, it will be good. Like, he just has a way of preparing food in a way that's not too fancy, but it's delicious. And so, yeah. And I think the other thing too is just, you know, we've been going to Chef Jeff's for over 15 years now, since we moved to DC. And, you know, faces have changed, but the people there that he employs just always have a smile on their face. They're friendly people.
And some of them have stuck around the whole time.
Yeah.
So we know you're doing something right. And we wish you a happy 20th anniversary, and
yeah, 20 more. Yeah, let's do 20 more.
We're hungry.
Chef Jeff, my name is John Taylor, and congratulations on this splendid occasion. I would like to tell you a brief story. 20 years ago, unbelievably, my wife Donna and I were walking by your place. You were tasting wine in the front and were kind enough to allow us to join you, to ask us to join you, which we did. At the time, you had, do you remember this theory of yours, the ABC theory of wine, anything but Cabernet or Chardonnay. I agreed with you at the time about that, and we had great wine at your place. In the meantime, these many years later, you've changed your view on this. You now have a great Cabernet and a great Chardonnay under your name, which my wife and I regularly quaff, because I too have changed my view on that theory. So congratulations on a great place. And I would like to say one more thing, which is that you are acquainted, more than acquainted, with two people who my wife and I greatly admire. One is your wife, Nora, who Donna and I regularly watch. And the other is Dr. Fauci, which I've just learned recently. Years ago, I was a biotech and pharmaceutical Wall Street analyst and know his work from 30 years ago and admire him greatly. In the future, if ever we run into him at your place, I will bow down to him. And if we are ever lucky enough to run into you again, I will bow down to you on a great place. Congratulations. Bye.
Jeff, congratulations on your anniversary. It's a rarity in this town for a restaurant to be in business for 20 years. That's quite an accomplishment. One thing I want to show you is, as you know, you've been to the office before, we keep clippings and menus from most of our transactions. So I just want to show you, I believe this is a menu, your original menu cover from when you first opened up, right there. And then at the same time, this gentleman also opened up a restaurant, and he lasted about 2 years. So you tell me who the real superstar is. Congratulations again. And by the way, Nora called me and told me she like you to open up about 8 restaurants in the next couple of years. Talk to you soon. Thanks.
Jeff, congratulations on 20 years. I'm glad I've been a part of it, at least some part. I really appreciate all you've done for me. I've been with a lot of groups, worked for a lot of different people that don't treat me as well as they do. They get the fact that I have a family as well, and they want me to be a part of my family. That goes a long way with me. You know, for 20 years, I mean, that's obviously it's not easy to do, but he's a huge part of the community. Everybody knows Jeff, which does help a lot. I think it's really helped a lot with our current state of affair. You know, it's really helped us stay afloat with who you know and people that respect you and see you. So that's been a great thing to see. Jeff does have a lot of people that, especially in the neighborhoods, that know him. They come out, they want to support us. That's been a huge, huge deal. The amount of support we've been given for people that have honestly raised their kids in these restaurants. Some of my most favorite times are the menu changes, you know, and really the collaboration that I have between me and Jeff, and then it gets handed down to the chefs, and that's exactly what I love to do, and create food, and then, you know, to create these dishes, and then, you know, go to Jeff with it. He signs off on it, and to train the guys and teach. It's a good position for me to be in. Something I really like to do. So I've worked for a lot of people that would just tell me, do this, do that, don't do that. They wouldn't trust me. I told Jeff from day one, you know, just trust me. It's my name too. I'm not here to screw this up. You know, I'm here to make it good and try to have a good time. You know, and still put out good food. And I think we definitely try to do that every day.
You know, I really love Chef Jeff's. It's meant a lot to us over the years. I think my favorite are the super mugs and the ability to get that delicious pepperoni pizza. How about you, Denise?
So I love so many things about Chef Jeff. It's such a special place in our family. We've had Easter brunch there. We've had Mother's Day, birthdays. Most recently, in early February, I celebrated my retirement. My whole family was there at the New Mexico restaurant. And while I love all your restaurants, in fact, our daughter worked at the Chef Jeff Rockville restaurant one summer in college. The New Mexico restaurant has a special place in my heart. We love their happy hour. So how do we feel about Chef Jeff, Chris?
We feel great, and always grateful to see Nora O'Donnell there too.
And so impressed, as if you care what we think, about the way you've responded to this really tough situation. I wish you didn't know all you've learned during this crisis, but thank you for learning it. Thanks for serving the community. Can't wait to be there 20 years from now, celebrating in person.
Glad to support.
Thanks.
What really sets Chef Jeff's apart from the rest of the restaurants in this area is their commitment to hospitality. So we operate from a mindset of take care of our guests and the rest will take care of itself. It's really impressive to see a company like Chef Jeff's maintain that reputation for 20 years. It's difficult to do, and we're surviving now even in a time of extreme duress, and it's really impressive to just see how people have pulled together as a family to make this work. It's been really amazing to see how the community has stood behind Chef Jeff's and Leah's and all of our concepts over the last couple of months. The dedication that they have to making sure that these restaurants can maintain in this time frame is really, really impressive. The generosity from the guests has been overwhelming. So that speaks to the commitment that Jeff has made and the employees have made to serving the guests over the years. Congratulations on 20 years, Jeff, and here's to 20 more.
Hello, Jeff. I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite memory about Chef Jeff's. Happened on this day when you and Nora got married, and I caught a ride to the reception at your restaurant, Chef Jeff's, in a red Lexus convertible driven by Andrea Mitchell. Pretty neat Chef Jeff memory for me. Congratulations.
Jeff, from day one, you promised great food, libation, and merriment, and you've delivered for 2 decades with incredible success. You've employed thousands. You've given joy to tens of thousands of customers and donated to so many charities to help our community. Grace, Henry, Riley, Ollie, and I are so very proud of you. Cheers.